So this is a hard video to make because it's actually the end of a very long relationship I've had. 9.5 years. I have to get rid of my first car. And so that was a little bit of a tease, I guess. But yes, 9.5 years ago, roughly, I bought my first car. This one. And unfortunately, it has now got to the stage where too many things are going wrong so often that I think it's time to throw in the towel with him. At the time I'm making this, he is, because my car is a he, it's called Fat Cid. You've actually seen it in one of my previous videos, I think when I went off to Croatia. I left it in the car park. Fat Cid is 22 years old. No? Yes. 22 years old. First registered in 1995. And so yeah, he's quite an old car, really. But yes, unfortunately, it's time to go for him. So it sucks because I'm thinking that I'm just going to have to scrap him because not many people are going to want to buy him. So it's quite sad knowing that he's probably going to go end up as a metal sugar cube somewhere. So yeah, like I say, it's the longest relationship I've ever had with anything, is 9.5 years, apart from like my parents and my sisters. But I know it's an inanimate object, but he's been so faithful to me. So yeah, let's run downstairs, have a quick look at him, and I'll tell you why I love my little Fiat Cinquecento so much. Fat Cid. And maybe a couple of things I didn't quite like about him. Although I can only think of one. Possibly two. Let's go downstairs. So here we are, inside of a good old Fat Cid. See some fluffy dice up there. A little Plants vs Zombies friends back there, which Tash got before me. My Croatian friend, if you didn't know. And yeah. So what do I like about my car? Or my old car, let's say. Firstly, has back seats. You know, it's a fairly small car, but I have had 5 people in here. It was a bit of a push because there's not a lot of room behind me. Have a look at that. Not an awful lot of room. So yeah, I mean, it's fairly spacious. I mean, it's not the most spacious thing in the world. Like, you know, it does have some very interesting decor. I painted this blue along with the dashboard, which I'll actually flip you around and show you. So let's flip you around so you can actually see what I see. So here we are. This is my position. There's my legs. So yeah, I mean, first thing I like, it's really simple. I mean, electrical wise, all I have in my car is the stereo, which works. The speakers sometimes work, and the little clock up here that you can't really see. But I mean, those are the only 2 electrical things in my car really that will work. Just got window wiper, lever, indicators, and sort of a high beam. These are my lights. Hazard lights, rear window mister, rear fog light, back window washer. Then you got all the little sliders where you want the air to go, although that doesn't even work anymore. How hot you want the air, how fast you want it, but it only worked on 3. And a little ashtray, and that is basically it. Again, I sprayed all this blue about, I'm going to say probably about 7 years ago, because I had to take the whole dashboard off to replace the speedo cable. Yeah, I mean, down here, this didn't actually come with my car. I got this out of a later model when I had to go and steal some other bits from somewhere. And yeah, that is about it. So this used to just be open, so you could just sort of stick your foot across the side and go into the passenger side if you wanted. And so there's another little thing for you. There's my instrument panel. Find it quite amusing. They put 100 miles an hour on the clock. When this car, because I don't have the sports version of this car, I think this car could only do about 90 miles an hour. Brand new, I think in 93, something like that. So that was very optimistic anyway. And as you can see, for its age, hasn't actually done that many miles. 78,000 in what, 22 years? So you're looking at what, about less than 4,000 miles a year since it's been done. So, you know, it's not in a hugely bad condition, but it's just got too much for me, really. Yeah, that is basically my car. Little good old winder windows, you know, no electric windows to break. Urgh. And so yes, I absolutely love this little car. Another reason for that is the engine. So yes, the engine bay, and basically my car in general, it is so simple to fix. I have fixed several bits on it. Like, what have I managed to do? I managed to fix the rear window washer, that never used to work. I've put recently, the last thing I did before, you know, just started getting really tired, was I replaced the shock absorbers. That was simple, just 4 bolts, sort of in and out. I've done the water pump, the thermostat, the radiator, and that's about it actually. I have put some spark plugs in here myself. It's just a really simple thing to fix. Do you know what? I'm actually going to show you the engine bay because you'll probably laugh at it. So yeah, let's do that. So there we have it. There is my little engine. This is something that has been getting worse and worse. Is my water tank basically isn't sealed. It's not, so water seeps out. So I had to keep an eye on that. There's something wrong with my number 2 cylinder, so I don't have the proper power output that I should, which is a bit annoying, but like I say, all spark plugs are along here. There's 1, there's 2, it's a bit dark for you to see, there's 3 there, and the 4th one's under this, which is my new thermostat, which I've replaced. Water pumps down there, which I've replaced. Radiator, whoop, in there, which yeah, I haven't had that long either, less than a year probably, which is a bit annoying. But this is the funny thing, look, there's my feet. This tiny car could be probably made a little bit smaller because there's just nothing here, there's just pipes. There's nothing there, there's my feet. So yeah, pretty simple to fix. You know, air filter. This is another problem as well. Don't know if you can see all that. Oh, you can see it quite well. For the last few years as well, I've had a slight leak from my rocker cover, I do believe, which is this big metal bit just there. Again, not a terribly hard thing to do, but it's more the fact that I don't have a garage. I don't want to start taking all this off just to replace the gasket, as that's slowly been leaking. Again, not too bad. It's not like I have to keep topping up the oil all the time, but hey, it just got a little too much. And so yeah, pretty fun tiny little car. Did have a boot. It's a bit tiny. And so yeah, it's getting a little too annoying for me. He's not really handling the journey to work very well anymore because I have to do a little stretch on the motorway. You don't really like that, especially with that second cylinder problem. There's just no compression in there. I tried the spark plugs, that wasn't it. You know, I think I've got a head gasket leak anyway as well. And they're not hard things to do, it's just, you know, time consuming. And I don't have, if I had a garage I might go for it because, you know, it's a little bit cleaner, but if it's open to the elements, I don't know if you can see out there, it's a little bit cloudy. Good old England is always cloudy. So yeah, I mean, I'm really going to miss this little car. I don't want to scrap him, you know, 9.5 years. Nine and a half years of ownership in this little thing. I've had some really good times with it, you know. He's treated me well over the years. Yeah, I'm going to be really sad to see him disappear off on the back of a tow truck, probably, and yeah, never see him again. It's odd, like I say. It's been the longest thing I've owned. Well, the longest thing around since other than my family. So the only thing that does make it a little bit better is the car I've bought. You might be able to see it just behind us. That makes it a little bit more okay. As you can see, it's a little bit shorter than this car, so should we go see? Well, indeed, I have replaced my 0.9 litre Fiat Cinquecento with, or Cinquecento, however you want to say it. What do you think I replaced it with? Let's go and have a look.